Maybe you can welcome us and then tell us what you do.
He's saying that we have got one emergency, meaning the doctor will know. We have installed the system in Kenya, big hospitals, Kenyatta National Hospital, Moi Referral, Coast General, where our main aim it is to offer better healthcare and to make sure that our patients in the whole country get the best medical services that anyone can have. So it's an integrated system that really, if our government, our county government, our health workers can adopt, it can really help our patients in the whole country. What we should do is we make sure that the system can work in the health centers, sub-county hospitals, and even level 5 hospitals. So we find it very easy and able to connect all our hospitals in each and every county. And even in the countrywide, we can make sure, for example, like the issue to do with the generation of X-ray machines and laboratory. That is something that is doable. We have tested that and it's working. So it's all about the support from investors, the county government and the national government.
Hii system ndio iko kule Kenyatta National Hospital, ndio iko Coast General, iko katika hospitali nyingi sana Kenya, hata Moi Referral huko. Ndio hiyo sisi tunataka tu adapt so that tusaidie wananchi wetu wakati wakienda kama ni madawa, yule ambaye anataka kuipa itakuwa inaangaliwa. So kutakuwa kuna uvujaji wa madawa. Maana itakuwa linked na all event dispensaries zetu na ma health centers zetu na all these 4 sub-county hospitals. Sasa utakuwa unajua madawa kama imefikia level gani, badala madawa iache mpaka imalizike, itakuwa inaongezewa. So ni system ambayo ni nzuri sana. Inaweza saidia kwa mambo mengi na alafu vile vile tayari ni mfadhili ambayo tayari ametuletea 100 million kwa kufanya hiyo shughuli yote. So ninaona ile malengo yangu nilikuwa nayo, Mwenyezi Mungu in a way anakamilisha. Maki nimepata watu tofauti wengi na hii ni mmoja wapo. Kwa upande wa madawa manake ndio nimelia zaidi, watu wetu wanaumia sana na masuala ya hospitali.
Ahead of the official commencement of sittings by the 2 chambers of parliament, Kenya Kwanza Alliance and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party convened parliamentary group retreats in Naivasha, Nakuru County and Stony Athi, Machakos County to enable members bond and strategize. They also settled on their leaders in the bicameral parliament. In the National Assembly, Kenya Kwanza lawmakers in a session chaired by President William Ruto settled on Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah as majority leader, with Kilifi South legislator Owen Baya as his deputy. South Mugirango MP Silvanus Osoro was named majority whip, assisted by Marsabit woman representative Naomi Wako. The Azimio la Umoja team, in a meeting led by coalition party leader Raila Odinga, picked Ugunja MP Opiyo Wandayi as majority leader, deputized by Kathiani lawmaker Robert Mbui. The parliamentary group meeting resolved to grant Suna East MP Junet Mohamed another opportunity to whip the members, deputized by Sabina Chege, who made it back to the House as a nominated member. In the Senate, Kenya Kwanza handed the majority leader slot to Kericho Senator Aaron Cheruiyot, deputized by Nakuru Senator Tabitha Karanja. Kakamega Senator Dr. Boni Halwale's return to parliament boosted with the majority whip seat, and he will be deputized by Samburu Senator Stephen Lelegwe. The Azimio la Umoja team, picking Kilifi Senator Stewart Mazayo to lead its troops in the House, deputized by Kitui Senator Enoch Kwambua. Isiolo Senator Fatma Dulo will be the minority whip, assisted by Nairobi Senator and ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. But it is in the National Assembly where a showdown is imminent. Both sides are claiming to have majority numbers in the House and the majority leader and majority whip slots.
Our friends on the other side will choose the leaders of the minority because they are the minority. They just have to live with the reality that they are the minority. Let us not have an unnecessary contest as to which side is the majority.
For the avoidance of doubt, Azimio Oka is legally and legitimately the majority coalition in the National Assembly. This is not a matter for determination by any individual or office. It is simple arithmetic. And so, to settle this matter and put the record straight once and for all, members of Parliament belonging to the Azimio Oka coalition have been properly advised to take up majority roles and responsibilities in and out of the National Assembly chamber.
The contest shifting to the game of numbers in the House. UDA has 144 MPs, ODM 88, Jubilee 27, and Wiper 26. The United Democratic Movement UDM has 9 members, the Service Party 2, Maendeleo Chapchap 2, while NOPEU, DP, GDDP, MDG and CCM have 1 member each. The Azimio la Umoja coalition agreement that brought on board 26 political parties bars any signatory from exiting 6 months to the general election and 3 months after the general election. If this agreement was to be enforced, Azimio la Umoja would have a slight majority in the House. However, UDM, Kenya Union Party and MDG have since aligned themselves with Kenya Kwanza, giving the alliance a majority of 180 MPs against Azimio's 155. 10 out of the 12 independent MPs have also aligned themselves with Kenya Kwanza, boosting its numbers. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula expected to settle this dispute.
As Speaker, I wait for them to bring me whatever they have on the floor, then I'll deal with it. I am not part of either side. As it is, I am the Speaker, the impartial arbiter, and will be guided by the Constitution, the law, and standing orders of the House, and no more.
Wetangula, one of the Kenya Kwanza principals, was a beneficiary of the alliance's numbers in the Speaker's contest, bagging the seat after garnering 215 votes in the first round.
Therefore, the Azimio coalition political party only had 1 candidate for the position of president. They never fielded any for the legislative seats, not even an MCA. So therefore, if you are to look at either the coalitions, then you would look at Kenya Kwanza as a coalition of political parties, as is provided for in the Constitution. If you are to look at Azimio coalition political party, you can only look at that vis-a-vis other individual political parties like UDA, like ODM, like Wiper, like Jubilee, and therefore that's what I'm telling you. It is the same musical chairs and shenanigans you saw in Bomas. People who knew they had no numbers, claiming that they had won an election. You don't need to wait for even a week, let alone 2 months. You just need to interpret the Constitution as it ought to be interpreted. And because there are issues that are already in court between, now I think about 3 parties have already gone to court that were initially in the Azimio coalition. PA, Chap, they left Azimio way before the elections. But you remember in their agreement, that is ultra via the Constitution, and I've told you that before. In that agreement, they wanted to lock them in. Members of Parliament were elected on those political parties. I am aware that they have already expressed their desire not to work with Azimio but to work with Kenya Kwanza. They have written to the Speaker. I was with those members of Parliament in our parliamentary group yesterday, and I want to appeal to them. Kenyans have moved on. Kenyans want to see them holding this government to account, and that is what the people who voted for them expect of them. They don't expect suckers. They want to bring either to the National Assembly or to the Senate or to any of our assemblies, even the county assemblies. Just come play your constitutional mandate and your role as the minority, and we will join you to work together to make sure that there is accountability in government. That, because we are all members of Parliament, we must hold government to account, and I want to invite my colleagues and my friends from the minority side to play their role in oversighting government, in holding government to account, and I do expect that the following week the Speaker of the National Assembly should be able to make a determination as to which party is a majority party, and therefore who will be the majority leader, and I expect that the Speaker will be able to make that determination. Subsequently, then, whichever side the Speaker decides is a majority, will also be the majority in all parliamentary committees. But the minority side also have got about 5 or 6 committees that they are allowed to chair. More so the investigatory committees, Public Accounts Committee, Public Investments, the Implementation Committee. Therefore, all those committees will be allowed to chair as a minority, and I want to ask them to take up their role as the minority and serve the people. And lastly, let me also ask them not to drag the country into a lot of politicking. Kenyans are tired. Kenyans want us to get down to work and deliver to them all the promises and the pledges we made to them. On the Kenya Kwanza side, we are ready. You saw we had our coalition parliamentary group retreat together with the president for 2 days running. And we have agreed on the legislative agenda that we want to push through Parliament. And I'll be asking even our colleagues on the minority side to support that legislative agenda, because it is an agenda that will work to transform lives and improve the lives of our people who...
The coalition party by law does not have a single member of parliament in the National Assembly. So they are the minority. They don't even have a single member. They are not a coalition of parties. They cannot say, no, we are Azimio with the Jubilee, with who? No. They registered as a coalition party. And I want you to go and study. Once you study, you'll know that their argument is frivolous and is dead on arrival, because they registered Azimio as a coalition party.
Azimio One Kenya coalition
whatever.
Party.
Yeah,
and all these parties
is a coalition,
are within
listen.
Yes.
It's a coalition party. There is a provision for coalition of parties.
Yes.
Kenya Kwanza is a coalition of parties. Azimio is a coalition party. They had only one candidate, the presidential candidate. They have no single MCA, no single member of parliament, no single senator. Their argument is dead on arrival. It's a waste of time. And you'll tell me when the matter comes to parliament, the interpretation of the law, they don't have a single member of parliament. There's nothing like Azimio in the National Assembly, in the Senate. There is no such, there's nothing, because they don't have a single senator, they don't have a single member of parliament.
All right. Let's talk about something that many people are
Nobody's
waiting.
comfortable with a coalition political party. They want a presidential contender on a coalition, but everybody wants their individual party. So they've soon realized that there's a fall in that law. That law creates something that we have not contemplated and we had not thought about.
This law was hurriedly put up with a particular end in mind, that it needed to do anything that can be done to make Raila Odinga president.
Niliuliza swali hili katika kamati yetu, lakini nikaambiwa wakubwa wamesema hakuna kitu tutabadilisha, hakuna kipengele kitabadilishwa. Nikamwambia basi kama mtabadilisha kipengele chochote, kipengele hiki kitatuletea shida. Na ndio kwa sababu Jubilee hao wenyewe wanasema hawataki kuingia katika chama ambacho kitafanya wavunjilie chama chao. Kwa hivyo watu hawakuisoma hii sheria kuelewa kwamba coalition political party ni chama moja. Nobody is comfortable with that coalition.